Alrighty, what's good? So we didn't trade yesterday, but we had two trades today. So let me. Yesterday wasn't really anything. I mean, it was straight buying channel yesterday. Just everything went up, so there's no volatility yesterday. Nothing to really take trades on. I mean, you could have randomly bought in long and you would have been in profit yesterday, but that's not how I trade. So yeah. Let's go over today's trades. I mean, I literally just came out of a losing trade, so not in the best of mood right now because it was like really got me. That one actually really got me pissed off. But I had two trades. One of them was break even. One of them was a loss, and then I also had a missed trade. So let's get into the first one. First one was a little long, but honestly, today was like a lot of consolidation, a lot of chop. There's these two white lines right here. This is the 15-minute zone, so we've been literally just trading in it like all day, which is annoying. I hate when that happens, but honestly, it's whatever. So first trade was 832. Let's pull this up. This one was an inverse head and shoulders. So left shoulder right here, head right here, right shoulder right here. And then 832 is right here. So I played the breakout of this one. We had an open candle and also a closed candle above this neckline. So it's a slanted inverse head and shoulders. So this trend line right here, this is the neckline that I had. So once it broke out, once the candle opened and closed right above the neckline, that's when I got in. And basically, it's just chopped the entire time, so that was actually very annoying. I honestly, I wasn't really watching the chart this much. Like, after like 10 minutes, I literally just saw it chop. So I was like, okay. I literally just did anything else. So, I mean, it was like a half a point away from my stop. So, I mean, I had a 3-point stop loss, so it literally reached 2.5 points. So that's when I got a little nervous. But it came back up. Because I knew it was just chopped, so like it could come back up to my entry point, and it did. And so I didn't like how it was chopping, and so actually I was up like, what is this? Probably like a point and a half, 2 points, and then there's a fat red candle down, and I got back red. So once it came back up, I sold 3 contracts, so I can minimize my loss. And it was a safer move. And so it came up some more. You see this really big wick right here. It was just big volume spike. And so I had my 6 point take profit was still a little high up here. So I thought we could reach it some more. But honestly, sellers were big today. There were a lot of sellers. Like anytime we just bought in, like sellers just came back. Like you can see, it's just like there were big sellers. And that plays a little part into my second trade. I'll explain that a little later. But yeah, big wick up and then just came down instantly and then made me red again. So I was like, okay, I actually don't want to be in this move anymore. So we're still kind of in chop. So I waited to come up a little more and just closed my position. And I got like $7 on that trade. But actually, let me show you the first missed trade, which was a little annoying. It was a head and shoulders. This one wasn't in inverse, so this one was just regular. So left shoulder right here, head right here, right shoulder right here. I don't know. I mean, I guess technically I did miss it, but so the neckline, I guess it would be somewhere like right here. Honestly, I mean, I literally had my cursor on the sell button, or I guess the buy button to buy puts, but really it's like sell for NinjaTrader. But honestly, it was a fat red candles down. I honestly had no chance to actually buy in. Once I really figured out what was happening, we were already down here. And so this is why I like to use buy and sell orders, because for moves like this, sometimes it'll be quick. Like this happened last week where I literally had a 3-minute trade off of I'm pretty sure it was a head and shoulders. And I mean, it entered in manually for me, and I didn't even have to do anything, and it reached my take profit. I didn't even have to touch any buttons. The only button I had to touch was to to put in the sell order. So yeah, if I would have taken a sell order right under or right near the neckline, would have entered me in and take profit literally like in 30 seconds. So I would have gotten 150 in 30 seconds. So that would have been nice. I was right there on the play. It was just a fast move. So I didn't get that one. And I took the second trade, which it was just straight consolidation. So I mean, after that second trade, I was still up. But so I mean, that was that. But then this third trade, it wasn't looking too good. I mean, I was debating it because you see kind of an inverse head and shoulder. So left shoulder right here, head right here, and then right shoulder right here. This right shoulder is so weird because, I mean, right here is just straight chop. But, I mean, all these trend lines I have drawn out, I didn't, like, these are what I had while I was trading the market. So as you can see, inverse head and shoulders, and then you can see I like to wait for candles to close above the breakout. So it came out, like it came up and it closed and opened above the break of the neckline. So I was like, okay, so I got in. So like I'll show you, my entry was 1047. Oops, 1047. So 1047 is gonna be like right here, but actually I think it's like NinjaTrader and TradingViews will work, but I know I entered in right here. So I entered the break and just straight down after that. And then I didn't draw this trend line right here until after I got stopped out. So I mean, after the fact, I mean, it's obviously a wedge. And this is what I was going back to earlier. From this head and shoulders, while we were in this consolidation, I knew there was like, because there's like these big candles, I knew there were big sellers today. Because after just, I'll show you my reason, just after a straight couple days of just straight buying channels, like Tuesday and then Monday, just buying channels. I'll even show you on a bigger time frame. So this was since early July. So I mean, this was early this morning. We hit the top of this channel and then we started to come back down. So I was like, okay, we're going to be selling off today. Or I assumed we were going to be selling off today, which I shouldn't really assume. You should go off of how the market looks, not what you think. So I mean, which I guess I was trying to do that here, but I knew there were going to be sellers, even though I tried to buy in. And even on Qs, like 1047 was right here. We broke out of the selling channel, so I was like, I bought into the trade, thought we were good, but we were not. By the way, we still have like an hour and a half left in this trading day. I just not in the best of mood after this last trade, so yeah, I got stopped out, and then we started coming back down. We broke out of this wedge. We honestly, I expected to come down even more. I'm not expecting us to come back up, but I mean, I'm a retail trader. What do I know? There's still a decent amount. We haven't even hit power hour left, so yeah, those are my trades. You know, one day though, I mean, there's always something you could take from losing trades. My neckline should have been a lot better. Like, honestly, I have to wait for the actual break. Like, I should have waited for this high right here. Like, I should have waited for this breakout of this high of this wick right here. Like, my trend line was not the best. Like, this trend line right here was just, that neckline was not the best. I shouldn't have traded off of that. I should have moved it up a little bit more. Because realistically, it should have been right there. And it never really closed and opened above this break. So, I really shouldn't have taken that trade. But, you know, give it some time. I know I'm having some good winners on some head and shoulders, so I'm gonna continue taking them. But I'm learning a lot off of inverse and just regular head and shoulders. One thing is to get in early on them because they don't always work out. So like, I mean, even right here, like it's an obvious head and shoulders right here, but it formed, but it didn't break out. So that's why I don't get in early on them anymore. And honestly, I played this one a little early because of just how I didn't take this one because it was just such a fat move down. So one day I'm going to get really good on my entries for Head and Shoulders. Give me a couple weeks. You know, I'm really holding it down right now. You know, there's always something to learn. But yeah, those are my trades. Down 73 on the day. I mean, we're still green on this account. We made a new account earlier this week, so we're still up 25. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.